Tonight, the Millet Primary School is forced to close its doors after children arrived for their delayed first day of school on Wednesday. Wasco addresses claims by Ellis's sons that they did not access a restricted area of the dam on the day of their father's death. And Beaufort MP Dr. Kenny Anthony warns the government that the people of the South will not be accepting a glorified polyclinic in place of St. Jude Hospital. The details of these stories and more are coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Wednesday, the 4th of September 2019. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News on Flow, Channel 117, also being simulcast on Kiss FM. You can also watch on our website, www.caribbeanhottv.com, or on our free Caribbean Hot FM mobile app. I'm Lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. Students of the newly merged Millet Infant and Primary School who came to the compound on Wednesday, the 4th of September, for the first day of school had to return home. After parents saw the lack of furniture and the disarray of the school compound, they had no choice but to take their children back home. Officials who spoke to Hot 7 TV News on the basis of anonymity say the ministry officials were informed of the issues at hand, but still announced a Wednesday reopening. Solange Alfred begins our reporting.
The newly merged Millet Infant and Primary School has had a rough start to the 2019-2020 school year. While the official reopening of school was Monday, 2nd September, Millet Primary's reopening was scheduled for Wednesday, 4th September due to incomplete construction work. When Wednesday came, students, teachers, and parents arrived to find a school compound still in disarray. Classes completely unfurnished, no desks or chairs to accommodate the students, guardrails still being worked on, insufficient bathrooms for staff and students, and special areas designated for special classes like French and library work were still not retrofitted. Concerned stakeholders spoke to us on condition of anonymity.
Presently, as you can see, that the school is not ready for our students. We are still renovating. There's a toilet being built to the back of the school. Some classrooms have no furniture, and since we are merging, some of our furniture is still at the infant, being repaired presently.
So what did that mean for students who came in? They have no space to sit, to be comfortable. What did that mean for them?
Well, students have nowhere to sit. Their books cannot be stored because there's inadequate cupboards. The furniture is not there as yet. Hopefully, they said we'll be getting it by the ending of the week. And parents were very disgruntled. They were angry because everything was said on the media that school will be reopening today, and they were very, they gave assurance that school would be reopened today, but however, nothing is complete. The classrooms, three of the classrooms are empty with no furniture. One is inadequate, not enough furniture. We have 2 containers they brought up to the school for the special classrooms. And we have no space for the special classrooms since the container is now housing the library, science lab, IT lab, and one other special classroom. But it's too small. So the special teachers do not have any classrooms, so that means they will have to be walking from class to class with their materials to teach the students, and there is no storage area as well.
Our sources say the new timeline given for the reopening of school is now Monday, 9th September.
It was confirmed, I believe this morning, that school will be reopening on Monday officially, the 9th.
Okay, some of these challenges that you guys outlined, were these brought up to ministry officials prior to the opening of school, like the fact that, we have these special classrooms, they need to be outfitted properly, we have bathrooms that need to be cleaned and maintained, we have classes that need furniture. Were these brought up so that a proper length of time would have been allocated to getting these things, fixed?
I'm not sure about the specifics of the conversations, but what I know is that they were told or informed that the school will not be ready for reopening today, Wednesday.
The two interviewees went on to describe the scene which had taken place in the morning before our camera crew had arrived at the Millet Primary School.
They said was that it was new uniform and they had to, some of them took their time off from work today to bring the child to school. So it means that they will have to take another day from work on Monday to take the child to school. So that's one of the things that they were complaining about.
Okay. What would you guys like to see happen?
Well, I know especially for the special teachers meaning special education, music, French, physical education, and the IT teacher, what was promised, they would really like the ministry to at least help us out with what was promised, because they promised us special classrooms and there are no special classrooms. They promised extra washrooms for the students and staff. No washrooms has been built. Well, they started the day before yesterday. For teachers, right? The railings, they started it hasn't been completed. Just what they promised us, we would just like that the ministry deliver, and they deliver it on time.
Construction work could be seen ongoing at the Millet School when our camera crew arrived. However, we were not allowed to film the location without permission from Ministry of Education officials. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
The parliamentary representative for Vieux-Fort South, Dr. Kenny Anthony, has called on the UWP government to make frank and full disclosure about its intentions for St. Jude Hospital. According to Dr. Anthony, the government must clarify the following issues. Who are the architects and engineers? Has the design of the hospital received full or partial approval from the DCA? What will happen to the existing buildings on the site? Will the new facility be a polyclinic or a hospital? What is the value of the contract awarded to construct the foundation of the proposed facility? Dr. Anthony noted the ongoing debate about whether the proposed new building will be a glorified polyclinic or a full-fledged hospital. He states categorically that his constituents will not accept any glorified polyclinic as a replacement for St. Jude Hospital. In other news, the island experienced a total electrical system shutdown at approximately 12:37 a.m. on Wednesday, the 4th of September. The power outage was caused by a major internal fault at Lucelec's Cul-de-Sac power station. The fault tripped all of the generators, resulting in a total system shutdown. After the faulted zone was isolated, appropriate checks and inspections commenced, and the process of restoring the system was initiated. Power restoration started at around 2:25 a.m. and was completed at 3:20 a.m. Lucelec is continuing to investigate the cause of the problem to take necessary corrective action. Wasco officials confirmed that the interruption, which was experienced by residents in the north from Sunday the 1st of September, was linked to technical faults at the John Compton Dam. Furthermore, officials say the recent power outage experienced island-wide compounded the situation. Solange Alfred reports.
The interruption in water service to the north of the island has been confirmed by Communications and Marketing Officer at Wasco, Sherry-Ann Williams, as having been caused by a technical fault at the Sir John Compton Dam.
Based on our own internal investigations, we discovered that there was a technical fault at the Sir John Compton Dam. Of course, that is the reservoir supplying the entire north of the island. And normally when we have situations like these, residents in the north of the island at higher elevations and at the further end of the distribution system would have been more acutely affected.
Williams says measures set out to remedy the situation took place in the afternoon on Tuesday, 3rd September, and all systems were being re-energized. However, the total electrical shutdown experienced by the island on Wednesday, 4th September, created a minor setback for Wasco.
We run into some further issues especially with the power supply interruption last night. I think it was from a little after midnight to about a little after 3. That power outage affected our pumps, and of course this is what helps with in terms of the water distribution. So residents at higher elevations in the north of the island and at the further ends of the system would have been affected. The power supply is now back on, so the system is now being recharged. So we have customers who have just begun getting water, and we also have customers who are still without a supply of water, but the system is rebuilding, the pumps are working properly, so the system is being recharged. So pretty soon, by the end of the day into this evening, residents at higher elevations and at the further ends of the system in the north of the island would be receiving their water supply.
Communications and Marketing Officer at WASCO explains any interruption to the electrical power can have a domino effect on WASCO's operations.
Anytime we have power supply interruptions, it would affect our water distribution. So last night's situation would have affected us in terms of how many customers would have been affected, how our distribution system would have worked. Obviously, it would have been shut down because of the lack of electricity. But because the power is now back on, the system is being recharged, and customers, we would have to ask for patience as customers wait for their water.
Williams assures by late afternoon, Wednesday, September 4th, WASCO's supply of water should be back to normal for customers in the north of the island. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Information reaching the Hot 7 newsroom indicates the Castries Health Center is causing visitors' skin to crawl. What is behind this creepy crawly situation? Allegedly, it's bed bugs. Solange Alfred visited the center and filed this report.
The very name of this tiny creature can send shivers up your spine. Bedbugs have received their name for their habit of feeding on humans while they sleep. The insects can be found virtually anywhere: offices, schools, and even health centers. The Castries Health Center is said to be plagued with the pests. Reports reaching our desk indicates a high level of disgust and distaste from visitors using the waiting area of the Castries Health Center. The individuals complained of red, itchy welts while seated waiting to be served. Upon observing their clothing, they found the bloodsuckers to be the culprit behind the itchiness. Bedbugs are known to be good hitchhikers and hide in crevices and folds in clothing and bed linings. They even hide in furniture like wooden benches. Bedbugs are flat and broad, but when fed are swollen and elongated. The opportunistic pests can attack victims during the day but typically come out at night. The Castries Health Center provides reasonable health care to individuals in a centralized location, but has left health care seekers itching for relief following the unpleasant experience. Research indicates the only way to get rid of bedbugs is to seek professional pest control to address the infestation. Attempts to get a statement from health officials were unsuccessful up to news time. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. When we return, WASCO officials speak after the sons of Martin Ellis vehemently deny the claim that they accessed a restricted area at the dam. A well-known mediator calls for reasonable understanding between government officials and the media. And the NWU makes progress with resolving SLASPA disputes. That and more when we return.